Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Charisse. Welcome to the Good Life. As you read by the title, today we're going to be doing a book haul. I have some books that I bought in December and also some books that I got for Christmas, so I decided I'll just do a book haul. I've always wanted to do one of these, so yeah. We have about 10 plus books here, and I'm going to try to go through them as quickly as I possibly can because I'm using natural lighting and the sun's going down. So the first book I have is Marriage for One by Ella Mays. This is actually my current read. This is a marriage of convenience. Oh, also I'm missing a couple nails. Let's just act like I'm not missing a couple nails. So it says, when Rose and Jack meet, she has just lost her uncle, and with him her dream of owning a coffee shop. Rose wanted nothing more than to open a cafe in her uncle's building, but his will is clear. The building goes to Rose's husband, not to her. Then his lawyer Jack offers an unusual solution. She can marry him. She'll get the cafe and he'll get the building. For some reason, Rose agrees. I'm currently 200 pages in and I'm really enjoying it thus far. This is the first book. Next we have Charlie Loving Clichés. Now, some people love this book, some people don't, so I don't really know if it's good or not, but I'm gonna read it and form an opinion of my own. But the cover is really stunning, so she's gonna look pretty on my bookshelf regardless. But it says at the back, Charlie might work at her dad's company, but that doesn't make her life easy. She's the kind of person who always goes the extra mile for a client, remembers colleagues' birthdays, and arranges the cake. And yet her dad still favors her sister. Charlie shouldn't be surprised when her dad brings someone in to manage her and the team, but what does surprise her is the new boss is her guy, the guy who she went out with years ago and couldn't stop thinking about. However, William doesn't seem to remember her at all. Now, I don't know, it sounds like a cute concept, but like I said, I've heard mixed reviews. So the third book I have, To Hate Adam Connor. It says, Adam Connor is an award-winning actor and undeniable heartthrob. He's also recently divorced, a single dad, and he happens to live right next door. And it might be rude to stare, but Lucy just can't help it. The latter might have been a little much though. One night when she's indulging her stalker side, Lucy sees something terrible and has no choice but to intervene. She had the best of intentions, but Adam can't see past it and has her arrested. After that night, they're sworn enemies, even though Adam knows he actually owes Lucy a lot, and she can't pretend she doesn't still find the hot dad act quite appealing. Why did I read the last few words like that? So this is a single dad trope. I've actually read a couple single parent tropes before. One single dad would be Heartless by Elsie Silver, so let's see if she's as good. Then we have The Hardest Fall, which is on my January TBR. I actually filmed a TBR Draw Chooses My January Reads video, so that would be the next one coming. That would be my next upload. And this is a shy girl and popular boy trope. I can tell you exactly what it's about because, like I said, it's on my January TBR. So Zoe's always been shy, and her friend decides to try and help her out by telling her to kiss the first guy she sees. I don't really know how that makes sense, but Zoe decides to follow Dylan into a classroom, but ends up seeing a little bit too much of him. She can't kiss him now, and definitely not after he says he has a girlfriend. So they make a pact that if they meet again and they're both single, they'll kiss. 2 years later, Zoe and Dylan actually ends up being roommates, and I guess a romance is going to bloom between them. So I'm actually very excited to read this. This one. Might be my next read. And then finally we have To Love Jason Thorne, and I believe this is it a best friend's? No, it's a brother's best friend. Jason Thorne is a name everyone recognizes, a famous actor with the big house, the nice car, the bad boy repetition to match. Olive knows him as her brother's childhood best friend and the boy who broke her heart. Oh, so they've dated before. But years later, he should be easy to avoid, even if he's impossible to ignore. That is until Olive's first novel suddenly becomes a bestseller and the film gets the rights sold to the highest bidder. In an instant, she's sitting across the table from a team of executives and Jason Thorne himself. He hasn't long re-entered her life before she finds herself being whisked around in his car and being talked into a fake dating plot to help restore his damaged reputation. Yep, it has all the tropes I love. It has all the tropes I love. So it's brother's best friend, fake dating, one of my absolute faves. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I really hope these books are good because I have like 5 books by her. And also her spines, like the spines together, oh, they're gonna be so cute on my bookshelf. Can you guys see my stack? I'm not positive. Anyhow, next I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is my very first fantasy book. Hopefully 2024 can be my fantasy era. Hopefully, if I like this one, I might pick up another one. But this was really popular at the ending of last year, and Sarah Caroli, my favorite YouTuber, well, my favorite booktuber, actually really loved this book. She gave it 5 stars, so I'm hoping I love it as well. It says the elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Elia and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. When she unsuspectingly saves one of Elia's princes, Kai Azer, she's thrown into the Purging Trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elites' powers. So she has to try to survive the trials, and she also has to ensure that the prince, who she's fighting feelings for, doesn't find out that she's an ordinary. So, like I said, fingers crossed this is a good one. This is a good one, and she's also a thick book. Most fantasy books are thick. I think she's about close to 500 pages. I'm trying my best not to peek because I don't want any spoilers, but I've already started it. I'm 10 pages in. No opinions as yet. Next I have Thank You for Sharing by Rachel Runya Katz. This is my first book with sprayed edges. So cute. I actually went to the bookstore and I just, picked her up, and when I got home I was inspecting my books and then I realized she had sprayed edges. I didn't even realize that in the bookstore. But I believe this is a second chance romance. They dated as teenagers and they broke up, haven't seen each other in about 14 years. And then they meet on a plane. They're seated together on a plane. But then they're like, you know what? We're not going to see each other after that. But then they meet at work and they have to work together. So, yeah. And it looks like an interracial relationship as well. Okay, now these are the last few books that I have. We're gonna start with Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Hold on. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This is a literary fiction, I believe. I think that's what it is. It is the story of Sam and Sadie. It's not a romance, but it is about love. When Sam catches sight of Sadie at the crowded train station one winter morning, he's catapulted back to the brief time they spent playing together as children. Their unique spark is instantly reignited. What comes next is a story of friendship and rivalry, fame and creativity, betrayal and tragedy, perfect worlds and imperfect ones, and ultimately our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. I'm kind of nervous for this one just because she's kind of thick. She's almost 500 pages as well, but I've heard really good things. She was also I keep saying she, like, girl. This book was extremely popular at the ending of 2023 as well, so hopefully I love her. This is going to be my first literary fiction. Then I have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore, and the cover for this is also really pretty. Like, I wanted this specifically for the cover. I actually already started this as well. I got her early in December, but I was in a reading slump, so I never really finished her. But Jeannie moves from the big city to a small town to open her aunt's cafe, to help run her aunt's cafe. Her aunt decides to retire and she wants a slower life, so it's a romance between Jeannie and Logan, who is a local pharma. Now, I've read a couple small town romances. I've read the Chestnut Spring series. I won't say I'm obsessed with the idea of a small town romance, but I can appreciate it. So yeah, and like I said, I already started this, so it looks like it's gonna be a little cute rom-com, nothing too major. Oh, then I have Enemies to Lovers by Amelia Jones. I haven't heard anything about this. I don't know if she's a newer release. I'm not 100% sure. She could be a new release, but she was a cover buy. I can't even lie. Like, the cover is so stunning, and even the back, like the entire book, is so pretty. She's also pretty short. I believe she's just over 300 pages, so quite short. But it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I love the movie Pride and Prejudice, but I'm not sure I love books that are based around the theater, like Broadway and stuff, because I do have another one here and I haven't finished it. But I don't know. I'm 70 pages into this one, so hopefully it finishes well. I can give you a little synopsis. It says, meet Elizabeth Bennet, otherwise known as Eden Blake, the understudy in Liz and Darcy, the musical adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. Eden has toiled away for years as a working actress in terrible commercials. While she's not guaranteed a spot on stage, this production is one step on the road of her dreams. Until Brennan Thorne, the new Mr. Darcy, and all-round theatre god, joins the next leg of their tour. Brennan can't hide his contempt for Eden and anyone who isn't a classically trained actor, and he doesn't care who knows it. It's just going to be a romance between them, and it literally says enemies to lovers, so it's right in the cover. And I have One Smart Feeling by Alyssa Sussman, which is another book based around the theater world, and I don't know, I've heard mixed reviews about this one. Some people are like, oh my god, it's such a good book, and then others absolutely hate it. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm currently 82 pages in. I won't say I'm obsessed thus far, but I usually don't start judging a book until I'm at least 100 pages in. I feel like 100 pages in gives the book a fair chance, so I'll judge it then. But I believe this is about a retired pop star. Katie Rose is living the dream. Okay, it says, then Katie Rose is living the dream as America's #1 pop star. Everyone loves her, everyone knows everything about her. Now, Caitlin Rosenberg is okay with her ordinary existence and leaving her pop star image in the past. So I believe she was a pop star who got into a scandal with her boyfriend and one of her boyfriend's bandmates, and then her career kind of plummeted from there. And I believe it's a romance between her and the bandmate. Yeah, still sounds kind of scandalous, but I also bought this for the cover. Why am I buying books just for covers? Like, I read the books obviously, but the cover was really pretty to me, so that's why I wanted it. And she seems like a thick one. Like, she's almost 400 pages, so we'll see. Okay, tell me you can't. Can you guys see my beautiful book stack? She's stunning. Okay. One Last Gift by Emily Stone. I'm not even going to bore you with this because this is a Christmas book. As you can see, I bought her for Christmas. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Christmas books in January, but the cover is also really pretty. I believe this is a brother's best friend trope. Like, she's gonna get into a romance with her brother's best friend, and I also think it's a sad one. So yeah. And then last but certainly not least, because definitely one of my most anticipated reads for the year, we have Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. It literally says the unforgettable TikTok sensation on the cover right there, so you should know how popular this book is. The synopsis is also really short. It says, For years, I've dreamt of what college life could bring, and while some things changed, there was always one constant. It didn't matter how wild I allowed my imagination to run, my future was clear, and he was it. Until suddenly, he wasn't. Now there's a new man in my life, one who can. Now there's a new man in my life, one who isn't afraid to go after what he wants, and what he wants is me. I heard this is a love triangle. I've never read. No, I've never read a book that is a love triangle before, so wish me luck with this one. She's also thick. I believe she's 500 pages. I have some really thick books to read, but it's fine. I've read thick books before. I just really hope they're good. And this is the last book in this haul. Tell me this isn't the prettiest book stack you've ever seen. Like, look at that. Let me count how many books it is. 13 books. Yeah, I can't wait to read all these books, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I have way more videos coming. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah, mwah, mwah.